today we're talking about medicinal herbs, and while these might not be in your kitchen, they're definitely right outside in either your backyard or on your nature walks.
Throughout time, you look at every people, culture, tribe, they all had their shaman, their medicine man or woman, or even their witch doctor. And these were the people that were very in tune with the plants growing around them and how they would help their people heal and thrive in the environment.
So that makes a lot of sense because we've evolved alongside plants for hundreds of thousands of years. So there's no difference between the two of us. And we had this harmonious relationship where they would help us heal and nourish us, and we would help cultivate them and spread their seed. So in this law called the Doctrine of Signatures, it actually states that whatever the plant looks like in terms of an organ of the body, it helps that area of the body heal. And that makes a lot of sense because it would take certain nutrients and compounds to create those shapes and colors, which would do the same for the body.
And so back in the 400 to 300 BC era, when Hippocrates was around, the father of medicine, he discovered that willow bark was really good for reducing fever and pain. And then fast forward to the 1800s where they looked at his notes and said, let's figure out what this compound is. And they figured out how to synthesize the compound in willow bark, and hence we have aspirin.
So this is the beginning of modern medicine, where we took the inspiration and compounds from plants and synthetically created them in a laboratory. So this separation from the earth started happening, and now we have so much of that. We're so far from the earth, we're having these imbalances with our health that we're struggling to even survive in this modern world rather than even thrive. So like we say, it's simply seasonal, that the earth gives us everything that we need during certain times of year to help us balance, heal, and thrive. So if we go back to the earth, that's where we're going to find all of our healing.
And in the springtime, the earth gives us all these beautiful medicinal herbs, and these are going to help us adapt to the springtime, to fertilize and nurture our bodies, right? To detox and clear and cleanse and filter. It does all of these things. And another thing that's really nice for the springtime is just being okay with emptying for a bit. That's that whole detoxing, and being okay with that, sitting with that, making space, making room.
So during this time of year too, we see a lot of these herbs that are growing that are a lot of weeds, and weeds are actually medicine. Most medicinal herbs are weeds, and one in particular that you'll see coming up a lot is dandelion. So even though the commercials might tell you to go spray it with chemical Roundup, that is your medicine, and that's exactly what this earth and modern world needs, because what dandelion does is it helps clear our toxic and congested livers. So the flower, the leaf, the root, all of that is so healing and so clearing for the liver, which you can dehydrate the leaf and have as a dried tea, as an herbal tea. You can also do the same with the root. So this is the dandelion root, which again, you can have as a tea.
And herbal teas are as simple as taking these medicinal herbs and steeping them in hot water, and that is herbal tea. The ceremony of tea is all over the world. We look at different cultures, from the Chinese tea ceremony with the beautiful teapots and the South American gourd. Here is the European French press, where you can put fresh herbs, you could put dried herbs, you just pour the hot water over it, let it sit, and then press it down, and you have yourself a little tea ceremony. Even simpler, just to make one mug at a time, you can fill one of these filter balls or filter cups and place it right into a mug. So simple to do, and a nice time to just stop and be with your tea and with yourself and heal. You can also conveniently buy them in pre-made tea bags.
Yeah, but quality is really key. So while there's a lot of great quality tea bags out there, you really, for medicinal properties, want to source a very high quality tea, which is what I do for my modern sage teas. So this, I've made a detox herbal blend, which really helps support clearing the liver. So it has the dandelion leaf and the dandelion root like we talked about, but it also has milk thistle, which are the seeds of a thistle plant, and that actually helps regrow healthy liver cells. So the liver is the only organ in the body that regrows itself on a daily basis. So using something like milk thistle will ensure that those healthy cells are coming back nice and strong. Also, nettles stinging nettles, because they're a weed, help with the kidney element, and the kidneys, they'll help deeply nourish them to create more energy and blood flow, which the liver needs to help clear. It also has chamomile, and you might be very familiar with chamomile, but having a really high quality chamomile is actually kind of bitter, and that bitter flavor is going to help stimulate the gallbladder so that it can secrete more bile and clear the energy for the liver.
So if you want to purchase this detox tea or a sleepy tea or a cramping tea, Megan blends these teas. We're offering you 25% off, so make sure you sign up for our email. Go to simply-seasonal.com. She's also going to share her source on where she gets these quality herbs, so if you want to mix your own blends of teas, you can go ahead and do that.
Yeah, well, that sounds simple enough.
Because it's Simply Seasonal. What's this?
This is catnip.
Wow.
So catnip, like it does for cats, is it brings energy into the body, so cats get really excited, and then you'll see them playing like crazy for like 15 minutes, and then they fall fast asleep. So it does the same thing for you, is it brings energy in the body to help you go to sleep.
These are cat whiskers. And
How
oh my gosh,
gorgeous.
they look like cat whiskers. They're so
And they're great for the kidneys and clearing kidney stones. They're beautiful.
I love yarrow.
This is yarrow.
It's antiviral, isn't it?
Yes, it's antiviral. It's also really great for the gut and the large intestine, and helps clear the bowels and everything.
I have a yarrow tincture that I use all the time when I'm feeling like a virus is coming on.
Yeah, it's great for supporting the gut. Lavender, of course, which is great for the nervous system and calming. Ashwagandha is super popular right now. It's in everything. One thing to know about using ashwagandha is it needs to be taken alongside something fatty. So if you have it as a tea, putting some cream or some coconut oil or something, and whenever you eat it, eating it alongside fat, because it helps it digest.
It's like a fat-soluble vitamin.
Yeah, it is.
Cool.
Exactly.
Isn't it an adaptogen?
It's an adaptogen, which means it helps you adapt to stress.
How about the shiznap?
Shazandra.
Shazandra.
Shazandra is
Shazam.
Shazandra is the 5-flavor berry. So it has literally all 5 flavors. It's sweet, sour, bitter, salty, and savory.
Pungent? Oh.
Maybe pungent. Yeah. Anyway, it has all 5 flavors, which means in terms of Chinese medicine, it balances all 5 elements in the body. So it's really healing, it's toning, it's a berry, great for heart conditions. I love Shazandra.
Shazam.
Licorice root does not taste like licorice. It is actually very sweet. Yeah, you don't smell it, but you taste it. And licorice root is great for balancing blood sugar. It's also a catalyst for any other herbs that it's blended with. So in Chinese medicine, it's usually used in most herbal blends because it will enhance the medicinal properties of anything that it's with. Spearmint is really good for clearing estrogen out of the body. Mullein is great for the lungs and any congestion or any lung condition. Ginkgo is longevity and brain
Memory.
and cognitive and memory function.
I remember that.
Ah.
Rose.
Oh my gosh, it smells like perfume.
It smells like love.
It smells like love because it helps the heart. So it's really toning and astringent. It's also really cooling. So this is why you use it as like a face toner a lot as well, because it cools and tones the skin. It does the same for the heart. Yeah, exactly. It's astringent, right? So use it as an astringent. It's drying. So if you're very dry, rose might not be the one. Or if you're very cold, also rose is very, very cooling.
And with modern sage, we have a cramp tea, which is great to take if you're crampy, not just menstrual, but also your muscles are crampy, right? There's a detox tea blend. And there's a sleepy blend. Get your modern sage
On our website.
blended by Megan.